Hey guys, what's up? It's Deprimido. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm here in FL Studio and I'm going to be breaking down Polo G type beats. Now you can pretty much apply the same stuff to Lil TJay type beats as well. They're really similar. These beats are also pretty similar to pain beats, like Rod Wave and stuff like that, although they are a little bit different. So starting off, we're going to be in the tempo range of about 150 to about 180 BPM. I'm here at 150. Now getting into the melody, you're usually going to be using either a guitar or a piano. Both are really common in these beats. For me, I'm going to be going with a guitar. I actually have this loop here by my friend TJay. It's a pretty simple loop, so we're definitely going to be adding some stuff to it, but this is what it sounds like. So next for counter melodies, you can again do either a piano or a guitar. You could also do vocal chops, bells, stuff like that. So I just added this little piano counter melody. It's pretty simple. We just started with the chords. They're just power chords. And then we've got this little run right here. Altogether it sounds like this. For the next part of this melody, I went with arcade and I added these little vocal chops right here. Then I went and I grabbed an EQ, just filtered it out a lot, and grabbed some reverb. This just puts it more in the background. When you're adding vocal chops to beats, you don't really want it to be super in your face, because that's really going to get in the way of the rapper. You want to mostly cut that stuff out and just make it really in the background. So that's what I did with these two effects right here. This is what it sounds like. So this here is all I'm going to do for the melody. It's a little bit more complicated than usual, but still pretty simple. We don't want to do anything too crazy. You still want to leave a lot of room for the vocalist. Really quickly guys, before I get into the drums, make sure to go down to the description and pick up my free 300 subscriber loop kit that I just dropped. Thank you all for 300 subs, I really appreciate it, but let's just get into the drums. So I started with this hi-hat pattern here. As you can see, it's a little bit more complicated than usual, but nothing too crazy. Usually with these beats, you're going to want to start off with a two-step, then add a few rolls and maybe some gaps. Just make sure that it's bouncy and that it's not getting in the way of the melody. This is what it sounds like. Next, I added this clap. Next, I added this little accent snare. This isn't going to be in a ton of these beats, but it is in some of them, so you can add it if you want to. Sounds like this. Next, for the 808, you're usually going to want a sound that's kind of similar to the Spins 808, maybe even a variation of it. You're just going to want to make sure that it's a little bit longer. You don't generally want to use those super short and stabby 808s. You also want to make sure that it has a little bit of bite and a little bit of distortion to it, but nothing too crazy. This is the sound that I chose. That's my Machu Picchu 808 that's in my Academy drum kit, which you can pick up using the link below, or you can get a free copy of it if you support me on Patreon, which is also linked below. If you do decide to contribute on Patreon, you also get some other cool stuff, such as the ability to vote for who I do next for this type of video. There's also going to be some exclusive content there pretty soon, so make sure you go and check that out. Also, let me know what else you might want to see there, but either way, it's only $3, so definitely go check it out. So this is the 808 pattern that I came up with. As you can see, it's pretty standard. Make sure you don't go too crazy with your 808s in these types of beats because they're not really the center point of it. This is what it sounds like. Then I added this kick pattern, and these types of beats you usually don't want to have your 808 and kick hitting at the same time every time. You kind of want to offset them sometimes to give it a kind of a unique bounce. This is what it sounds like. Now something that you might want to do with your kick in these beats is come in here and go right here, then turn on clip and just turn up the boost a little bit. That's going to make it punch a little bit harder and give it a little bit more mid-range, which is just going to make it kick through the mix a little bit better. That's what's just going to make the kick and the 808 really knock in these types of beats. Next, I added in this open hat. For the open hats in these beats, you're usually going to want a sample that's really short and a little bit higher pitched. So you can see I pitched this up a little bit, then I turned down the length and turned up the out knob. Then for the pattern, you're pretty much just going to want to base it off of the kick pattern. What I did is I just copied the kick pattern and then I simplified it a little bit, moved a couple notes around, but it's mostly there to accent the 808 in the kick. This is what it sounds like. If you want, you can also use multiple open hi-hats and kind of have it going back and forth between them, but this is all I'm going to add to the beat. As you can see, a lot more sounds than I usually use, but still nothing too crazy. So now I'm just going to mix it down. If you guys want to see my mixing process, you can check out my tutorial up in the card in the corner. By the way, guys, I'm going to start streaming on Twitch pretty soon, so definitely stay tuned for that. Should be pretty fun. So this is what the mix looks like. Not too much going on, just a few reverbs, a few EQs, stuff like that. Then I just leveled it. One thing I should say for these beats is that you're probably going to want to have your melody a little bit louder than usual, and you're going to want to have your kick really loud. You're just going to want to have that be the main thing, just really punching through the mix. So now I'm just going to arrange it and I'll play the beat at the end of the video, but first I'd like to thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. As I said, make sure to check out all the links in the description. We've got my Patreon down there, my beat stars for you to get the free melody kits. Also go follow me on Instagram. When I reach 2,000 followers, I'm dropping a free MIDI kit, and also subscribe here on YouTube. When I reach 400 subscribers, I'm dropping a free loop kit. So stay tuned for all that. Also keep in mind, I'm going to start streaming on Twitch soon, which is really exciting. But yeah, that's about it. So thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.
How did Deprimido make this slap so hard?